Alrighty. Let's get back on the road. Hold on. Let's not go that way, because that way does not lead anywhere I like. We need to come around the other side. So what they like about these short nose big rigs, they have a fantastic turning radius. Wait, I did not. Is the load I'm going for here, or did I forget to hit the thing? Alright, no, so the load is right here. Excellent. So, now we're just going to go back on into that yard again. So we pick up the trailer, not the trailer next to the one we were at, but still. Hey Jacob, how are you doing? Hold on. Am I that poorly lined up? I suppose I am. Where is it? Suspension height. Alright, what buttons? What button adjusts a suspension height? Let's take a look. Suspension up and down do not have things. So, oh, wait, no, front suspension. We'll just do both. Oh no, I can't do both. Okay, I don't. Let's try this. That fixed the problem. So yes, apparently. Although I feel like we have gone. Let's make sure that is nicely lined up. There. Okay, and off we go. We've got a relatively nice little short trip. We'll have to take one rest stop between. But considering how long some of our journeys have been, today's journey is going to be a pretty short one. That is good. This is actually an intentional thing, mostly just to do with the fact that today's going to be a busy day for me. So, not a bad busy, but I definitely don't actually know how to take a two-lane roundabout. I don't know if it is bad form to be in the outside lane the whole way around. I'd say it probably is. I definitely have no idea how big rigs are expected to go through them. It's going to take a good chunk of this trip is going to be driving in the wrong lane. I do feel like countries like Japan and the UK, their whole decision to stay left lane as the lane that people drive in is like they're obviously it'd take a lot of time and money to do that switchover. It would simplify, like the entire world would there's so many things that would be simpler worldwide, internationally, if they did. I think it's one of those things where they go, no, we get to be unique. We get to do something. We get to hold on to something that makes us different than everyone else, and we're not going to let that go. I could be wrong, but I feel like there is some element of that involved. Oh, right. I set my cruise control up differently than last time, so it takes me a moment to remember how that works. Just take a moment to reply to a message. Nice hot air balloon up there. Also, I am in the middle lane and I feel like I should not be. I'm going to pull over. There's a car behind me, but they can come over to the right and pass me. So speed limit here is 100, and I assume that's the same for cars. Can't see the speed limit here being, I guess the speed limit here is 60 miles an hour. And I'm doing 62 miles an hour. And I just can't imagine the speed limit being higher than 60 for cars here, but maybe it is. Maybe UK does have relatively high speed limits on their highways. Oh, I need to be in that lane. Actually, no, I don't really need to be in that lane. We're just going to carry on with this. We're gonna commit to our bad decisions. Definitely still tired from the weekend. I actually got a nice full night's rest and slept well, which was a nice change of pace because it's been a little while since I did that. But yeah, I had a very busy weekend. It was a Comic-Con that happened this last weekend, and our sword school I teach at had a booth, so I ended up teaching about 6 hours of longsword over the weekend. So I was busy. It's one of those things of just like 6 hours. So class size, I think I had one class where I had one guy, but most of my classes were around 5 to 7 people. Mostly entirely people I had not met before, and yeah, it's very emotionally taxing to just be teaching like different group of strangers every hour for 6 hours of the weekend. I do not have the I do not have the mind, or I do not have the sort of bubbly personality where I just get recharged from interacting with strangers. Wrong buttons. That button does better. We like that. Can't imagine being one of those people where it's like, oh no, spending time, like basically interacting with strangers leaves me feeling like energized. It's like, nope. No, dealing with strangers makes me feel exhausted. It was still enjoyable. I did really have a lot of fun, and it was most excellent, but it was absolutely exhausting. Which is one of the reasons the stream is a little bit shorter today, because I did start all of this later than I normally do. Alright. It's actually a very nice looking, nice Mercedes, thank you. I actually really do like this truck. It is a beautiful looking truck, and it has set up like... So Mercedes is one of those brands I never, like I used to hate Mercedes as a brand. If I was in the income bracket where just driving a Mercedes-Benz every day was a reasonable thing to do, I'd buy one. They are fantastic cars. They make fantastic trucks. They're well engineered. I'm a mechanic. I fix cars. Currently, I do specialize in European, basically specifically German vehicles. So Mercedes-Benz, BMW are some of the things I work on most. But yeah, I would actually own one. There are certain things that would drive me nuts because there are things that fail that should not fail. They should just be designed better. But it is what it is, and it's the little things, like the fact that you're working in a Mercedes-Benz, you can lift the hood completely up, like it goes 90 degrees up to the sky. Like it's so much easier to basically look around under a hood when the hood can be pulled completely out of the way. So they do engineer things in a way that I do appreciate, even though they could fix things. They can make a better car. Every brand could make a better car, but There are certain things where Mercedes does still drive me nuts. But Mercedes does make a good vehicle. I've actually considered buying a Mercedes, obviously a Sprinter van. They are very well, they're very well built. The only problem is if you're taking Mercedes Sprinter or Mercedes RV or any of those other things where you want to travel. Well, if something breaks down while you're traveling, and you're traveling in North America, you may not be able to find parts for those super easily just anywhere. You're going to have to be basically stuck waiting for parts. You may not be able to find someone who really knows the vehicle and can work on it, which wouldn't be the biggest deal for me because I'm a mechanic. I know the Mercedes brand quite well. I can solve a lot of those problems myself. But still, being stuck on the side of the road with something broken, I can't go to Lordco or AutoZone or whatever and just go, yep, they're going to have the parts I need. Whereas if I buy something on a Ford chassis, yeah, everyone can work on a Ford. Every parts shop is going to have Ford parts. That's going to be a thing that's going to be super easy to find and really, really easy to get back on the road as quickly as possible. So, if you're buying like a camper van or a RV, and you want something that's going to be easy to keep, basically easy to maximize. Ooh, I am down to $118. That's what I'm at. Because you want to maximize your time actually spent traveling and not sit there and go, well, we're spending our day in this tiny little hick town because until we get parts, we can't go anywhere. That is the one reason I would be hesitant to go with Mercedes as a vehicle for that. That definitely does not apply to definitely does not apply in the case of something like a daily driver car. The reason why I would currently not daily drive a Mercedes is entirely that they're expensive. They're expensive to maintain. They're a lot more expensive to keep on the road. I'm a big fan of brands like Honda and Toyota, where they're very cost effective to keep on the road. And as a mechanic, I absolutely despise working on my own car when I don't have to. I would much rather just drive my car and not think about it. My Toyota 4Runner has had oil changes, and that is it. The only other things that's needed is stuff where I've taken it out to the bush and might have not been quite as careful around things as I should have been and have basically sort of dinged things up a bit. I mean, it's a 4Runner. If you're not going to take it out to the bush and basically play around with it, what's the point of owning it? I have to admit that I do like the landscape here in the UK. I just like these sort of like green rolling hills. Very therapeutic. Not sure what we're slowing down for, but sometimes traffic does just happen. Oh, we slow down just literally for the fact that construction traffic zone is a 30 zone, or not a 30 zone. Yeah, 30 zone. I was correct. At some point, traffic will probably pick up, I guess. Or, sorry, traffic will let off, I guess. But we can just stay through. Basically, we'll just take it easy going through Plymouth. No, I have not seen the new electric Scania leak. So I'm going to need to be in that lane. It has been a very long time since I've been playing this game, and it's actually felt like traffic. Yeah, I really haven't been keeping up on any updates, so I was completely unaware of that. Oh, we didn't even make it through on the light. Very realistic, but annoying. I definitely am going to be, I'm excited to see them add electric trucks. I'm going to see, I'm curious to see exactly how that'll work out. It should be fun. Should be a nice little change of pace. I do feel like electric big rigs make a lot of sense to me. Like I know, working in the automotive industry, there are a lot of people who have very strong feelings about electric vehicles in general. I'm not really, like, I don't have particularly strong feelings. I think they don't make as much sense as some people want them to. But they're also, like, electric vehicles are fine. They're vehicles. But in trucking, electric really makes a ton of sense because trucks care about torque over everything else. What do electric motors do really well? Torque. So, I think electric trucks make a ton of sense. Oh, I almost went to the wrong lane. There's no traffic to show me where to go. I have new mail. Oh. I have negative money. Where is... There. Well, it should, at the very least, when this load is done, we'll easily be able to pay off our debts. But yeah, we owe $282 in addition to the $300,000 loan that we still have ongoing. Alright, we're here at the harbor, so we're gonna get onto a boat. Oh yeah, so one of the things I really do hate about electric vehicles is the batteries. Batteries are such, like if you don't use your vehicle a lot, the batteries are very finicky and like basically it is very easy to destroy a battery if you're not careful. And something like trucking, well, the batteries are just going to be in constant use. You can just kind of, like trucking has very sort of predictable requirements. Everyone knows what trucking. Oh, I have options. That is the correct option. Okay. Basically, trucking. The conditions of trucking are very sort of set. Like you know exactly what you need to expect out of what you. As you build a truck, you know exactly how it's going to get used. It's one of the reasons people go, well, a truck can go this many miles before an oil change, but my car can't. And it's like, yeah, it's very like trucks never, like they run all the damn time. That's actually really easy to sort of build an engine to withstand that. You know they're going to be run pretty much wide open throttle, low RPM, constantly. So you build a truck to withstand that, and that works out well. So with a electric truck, you can basically build it for a very specific use case scenario because that's the way trucks get used. Whereas people driving their cars day to day, there's such a wide use range. You need to build a vehicle that can do everything. And that's basically the downfall of almost all vehicle manufacturing. Is you have to build the perfect vehicle for too many case scenarios, because even one person is going to get use a vehicle in widely different ways. Like my 4Runner, I have a Toyota 4Runner that I will sometimes be taking on like trips around by myself when that's not what I want to use it for. I take it down to the grocery store, and it's a terrible vehicle. It's terrible fuel economy. It just really isn't the right vehicle for that. But I needed something that can haul at least 5,000 pounds. The 4Runner can do that, because there are times I want to haul things. I needed something that could haul basically 7 people, because that's a thing I do sometimes. So I needed a vehicle that could do all of this, and then start looking through the vehicles that are capable of that, and I'm like, you know, I really wouldn't mind also having a vehicle that can do off-roading, because I like doing that when I have a vehicle that's capable of it. So that's why I ended up getting a Toyota 4Runner. So there are times where I'm like, I take this out in the back bush and basically driving down trails, stuff that's not roads anymore. Basically, they're rocky sections that have been cleared of trees and such. Not really anything more than that. But I have one vehicle that basically hauls cargo, hauls people, and is also for use out in the bush for fun. And so I need a vehicle that has really, like, it's never really getting, I'm never using all of the features on any one of these things. It has to be very versatile. Versatility is an annoying thing to have to build into a vehicle. Big rigs don't really need versatility. They are vehicles with a very specific job. Oh, I am overshooting that by a ton. That's a terrible corner. Now the speed limit here is 80. But I feel like I can very safely not do 80. Definitely not going to take the risk of a shift down because we are, yeah, we're losing RPM on this hill. I remember being a young lad talking to my brother about I had I basically bought my first car. It was a 1991 Honda Accord. It was a manual. I loved that car. That car was amazing. It didn't have AC. I don't think I would have ever sold it if it had AC. It just gets too hot here to have a car without AC. But yeah, no, that car was absolutely amazing. I remember as like a kid who didn't really understand cars or how manuals really worked, trying to figure out. I remember I was talking to my brother. I was talking to him about basically, well, when do I know that like basically I'm bogging the engine and I need to downshift? And he's kind of trying to explain to me, I'm like, oh wait, do you like if the speed starts to go down without the RPM going down, is that the time? And it's like, my brother like looks at me, he's like, no, if your speed goes down without your RPM going down, your clutch is slipping and you have problems. And it's just one of those like really dumb questions where if you know a manual well enough to drive a manual, and I was driving a manual at this point, you should know that in a specific gear, your RPM and your speed are pretty well locked together. Things are going poorly if they are not. That was definitely back when I was young and really did not know how any of it really worked. That's where I basically go, like people have said there and be like, there's no dumb questions. I don't know that I really believe that. I think there are dumb questions. The entire thing is ask the dumb questions. It's how you learn. And that's, I think, why people say, oh, there's no dumb questions, because questions, like basically, that's how we get smarter, by asking questions. But there are questions that really are kind of dumb. This is one of those. As someone who is driving a manual should have understood how a manual worked better. I will stand by my statement of that is a dumb question. But dumb questions are fine. Dumb questions are much better than dumb mistakes. I say ask the dumb questions, don't make the dumb mistakes. I don't know how to get that footage spot. It's getting pretty late. We're close to our destination, but we're going to take the next opportunity to damn it. Yeah, we're going to take the next opportunity to pull over, refuel and rest. All right. Sleep for the night. Wake up, still in debt. In more debt than when we first started being in debt. But wait, he made $96? He made less than $100 on the last trip. Glad my employees are really holding the company afloat. So we are 2 hours from our destination, 140 kilometers left to go. That'll fly by in a heartbeat. Not go in that lane when there's traffic there. Staying in my lane would be nice, just as a general place to be. Being in my lane when there's traffic, I don't know, let's not go in that lane. We're going to want to go right. I think we were doing a really good job of maintaining distance from that. Then the cruise control decided to stop doing that. It should be adaptive cruise control. No, not that. Tailgating the flammable chemicals is probably a bad idea. So it was nice and bright and sunny while we were in UK, but now that we're down in Brittany, we have heavy overcast. I feel like this is backwards. It's not the way it's supposed to be. Hey Michael, how's it going? That is at least 4 degrees too damn hot. Oh, thank goodness. I can stop trying to tailgate explosive chemicals. Okay, we're going to be having to find our turnoff pretty soon here. We are less than 40 kilometers from our destination. High of 106 today. That's at least 6 degrees too damn hot. It is quite warm out here today as well. I definitely don't think we are hitting anywhere close to those numbers. But it is definitely warm enough that I am very happy that air conditioning exists. I do actually like these roundabout styles, the big loops that are basically just little circular roads that let everyone sort of come through nice and easily. I like them better than the standard small roundabouts. I think they're fantastic for moving traffic. How I've been with my swords? This was a busy weekend for me. I taught. Hold on, I gotta run the numbers for a second. I taught around, I think, 35 people. No, 35 to 40 people swords this weekend, and 35 to 40 students this weekend, for a grand total of 6 hours of teaching. And that was, so I was taught for 6 hours this weekend. There's plans for the next time we're doing this. I may end up teaching for 10 hours. Across 2 days, but 10 hours of teaching. Considering 6 hours left me exhausted, I think that is going to, it's going to kind of suck. But it is also going to be fun, and it is going to be good for the school. I'm going to continue with my poor life choices. We're going to go into the back, and I was really hoping to have more room to turn around. This may have been a mistake. One is... I think this may not be working out the way I wanted it to, because I want to be able to turn around. I don't feel like I'm going to be able to do it. I'm going to have to pull that trailer as close up to this other trailer as I can. Right, looking that way, he doesn't help me at all. And this is the blind side. I am completely blinding myself on all sides. Alright, time to see if I can unblind myself. Just in time to stop and go, no, let's not crash the trailer into another trailer. I would imagine at 106 you would have a heat advisory. Of things that surprise me, that is not one of them. Yes, I am using the brakes a lot, and that is going to definitely cause maybe running low on air. Alright, let's jackknife this just enough that hopefully now I can pull this all out straight. Alright, so I've managed to do this. My trailer is turned around. That was... I am glad it did not hit something or get stuck. I was kind of ready for both. That just seemed very likely. You gave me the green, but I feel like that was also not where you asked me to park. Got a little bit more pride in my work than that. I'm not a prideful person, but I do like to have some pride in my work. That I can live with. Alright, made enough money. We will not be in debt anymore. Let's take a look at our bank. No, so we don't owe $300,000. We owe $150,000, and it costs us. Yeah. So if I took out $50,000, I would not quite be able to settle that. So we'll hold off. If I took out $60,000, I could, but I don't think that's worth it. Actually, sure, let's do it. Let's take out a $50,000 loan, a $10,000 loan, and we'll repay one of these loans. That puts us back down to pretty much no money, but we're paying out less per day, which means my drivers should keep us farther ahead. Take a look at our drivers. Our drivers are making us, I am making $30,000 per day. My drivers are making me about $2,000 per day. That's good. We'll take it. I feel like that's honestly pretty good all the way around. We'll definitely be looking at upgrading our shop and our fleet pretty soon. But all right, thank you everyone for tuning in. That is all for me today. I will hopefully hopefully sometime able to stream more frequently, but at the very least, I will see you guys next Monday. Take care.